so much for joining me here. Happy Thanksgiving here in Canada, but in the States, you guys haven't, I think it's next month. But we got my man, King Taco. We played his track. He has a beautiful voice. He's got, a couple tracks, Found You, TLC, right? And he's got a new one. We're going to get into this right now. What's going on, my
Oh
G?
yeah. Oh, nothing much, man. I just got back from New York City. I'm a Buffalo guy, so I came back from New York City. I was linking up with my manager, Saint Laz. We was knocking out some content and get things going, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say the third song, Finer Things, featuring St. Laz, but I
Oh
stopped,
yeah.
right? Because I wanted to get deep in with you and St. Laz. I know St. Laz for a amount of years. Haven't really met him personally, but we've done a lot of work with other producers and things of that nature. But we're getting into you, my man. You're from Buffalo. I thought you're from the Bronx. Just the way you be
Nah.
moving.
Yeah, nah. I'm a Buffalo guy, I represent Buffalo. I'm from a small town or city outside of Buffalo. But if you around Buffalo, if you're in the metropolitan area, you Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? So, I've been living in this area for quite a many years, probably like 10 years now. Moved around a lot as a kid, but no, now I've been going out to New York City, because St. Laz is my manager now. He's been my manager for a while, and we just making big moves out there.
Well, you got you got a serious style. You know what I mean? A lot of people ain't doing R&B anymore. You know what I mean? Like, how did you start singing? Like, how did you get
Oh,
into the whole, like, how did you train your vocals?
oh, you know what? Like basically the way I got into it was, I started listening to R&B music. I've always been a big R&B music fan. The oldies, Boys to Men, Tevin Campbell, Whitney Houston, just like all the R&B guys, all the singers, everybody that I could get, anything I could get my hands on with somebody singing. I've always been into it. So, I've never had any vocal coaching, training, anything like that. I've never been in a choir, never been in a choir in school or nothing. I just try imitating some of the guys that I hear. And, I didn't know I had a good voice until years and years later. I started recording and I've had people tell me, hey, like, listen, you got a good voice for singing. We got to get you in the studio to write your own music and sing R&B. You know, I've always loved it all my life, but, I got into it and I'm never looking back. I love it to death. It's part of my soul. You know what I'm saying?
You got this track with Godly Ghost. It's called Found You.
Yeah.
Okay. I love the production on that. I don't know if you guys were in the same studio doing this, but we're gonna feature this video and track next. But let's talk about that. Now, who did you find? Like, who are you talking about? You talking about this, significant other? Like a female that you met or what?
Well, for me, it's all about creative. Like it's all about being creative. You know what I'm saying? I like making music. Like I have made many songs about me and my life, but I love making music and painting a story. I love painting a picture for people, and I love pulling emotions out of people. You know what I'm saying? I've always been looking to tell a great story, and I like to get into that kind of I could write a great fun song, I could write a very heartfelt song, and I just like pulling the emotions out of people, like I like the connection that us as humans can make, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really about a specific person, but it's just like in a whole, you know what I'm saying? It's just like in a whole, like, everybody's been hurt. Everybody's been kind of, in dark days and rainy days, Um,
Hmm.
but eventually the storm will pass. You know what I'm saying? And it does.
You know, I can't say names, right? But I got a couple friends that went through some breakups during the summer. And I've always told them, you got to go through that pain, you got to go through that flame, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And one day you'll get your angel. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. We're gonna hear your track, Found You, featuring Godly Ghost, right here on the Magic Show Deluxe. Let's go. Ah!
They get me down, but then I found you, and I found you, and I found
Took a flight to your heart, 10,000 feet up. I'm looking for a landing with my head in the clutch. You make it really hard for me to keep you in touch, but when your love is overflowing, I just can't get enough. I'm always showing out so you could be by my side, but you can't settle down, nah, you was made for outside. I had to put that pressure on so I could show you mine. And I say fuck them other guys that was making you cry. I know, past the stormy weather, my heart can't bleed forever. Patched it up for better. I know, the sun can't shine forever, so kiss me when it's better. Hold me till forever. Baby, I can't get over the feelings I feel. Knowing you don't love me back, I'd rather die by the steel. Chasing you is too much drama, rather chase me a meal. You always playing mind games, I think you're liking the thrill. Baby, can you take a chance, chase her goals? Not like other women, you never fit in the mold. Love is not all physical, really feeling your soul. So open up the book and let your pages unfold. I know, past the stormy weather, my heart can't bleed forever. Patched it up for better. I know, the sun can't shine forever, so
And we are back again. Now, who's doing your videos? Like, who's doing your music videos right now? Because that's
man.
blinging. It's blinging.
Man, I'm telling you, the guy that I go to, he's a Buffalo, New York native. His name is James Mislanka, aka Nova Vision. He has some of the best, if not he is the best videographer in Buffalo area. He's the best. He's worked with monster artists. He's worked with Conway the Machine. He's worked with Benny the Butcher. You know, he's worked with he's taken pictures for
I
Fabulous.
was about to say that when I saw that you're from Buffalo, New York, right? You must have some kind of connection. You must know West Side Gun, the whole Griselda, or some kind of thing like that, you know?
Oh yeah, of course. You know, I don't
But
know
I
them
think
personally.
you're the voice when it comes to R&B, because I don't know too much of R&B coming out of Buffalo, right? We know about the hip
Right.
hop, but
Oh
right
yeah.
now there's a shine on you. You know what I mean?
Right. Now that I've been doing R&B, there is not a lot of R&B people in Buffalo. You know, I see some people, you know, they are dabbling in the R&B space, but I feel like I'm really trying to take it to another level, you know, just like how the Griselda guys did, you know.
Mhm.
Buffalo didn't have a lot of eyes on them, but they took rap music to another level and forced people to put eyes on Buffalo. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get eyes on Buffalo because there are R&B artists out here that just don't have the eyes on them, you know?
Well, I feel like the 90s is back, right? I was at a gala, a fashion show gala. I came in with really baggy pants, right? I bought those back in 2010, but they're from an original print of 1999, some Fat Farm jeans, right? Some big ugly ones. So they all can try to imitate right now because the new companies they can't cut it like the old school, right? I came
Yep.
into that fashion show, people just looking like, damn, man. And those pants, you know, the Fat Albert ones with the Fat Albert patch in the back?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
those old
God.
school. Yeah. All
Yep.
right. So
Yep.
those are brand new, right? I didn't even wear them yet. That's the first night.
Wow.
And there was a fashion designer there. He goes, yo, you could probably sell those for $800 to $1,000. I go, nah. He was showing me on his phone all the latest styles. So it's all coming back, right? It's
Oh
all
yeah.
coming back. And you know, the way you're doing R&B, it reminds me of the 90s, what you're doing, right? Especially your track TLC. That track got a lot of airplay. Let's talk about TLC. Do you really need that TLC from the game right now? Is it really pushing you to that limit where you need that TLC?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. You know, there are amazing R&B artists out there right now, but you know, I just feel like the 90s, 2000s and before, the R&B music back then really had soul to it. It wasn't just whatever it is now, you
It
know.
wasn't just it wasn't just like, you know, someone that can't sing, if they put the auto tune on it. The whole
Right.
thing's all compressed, the beats compress. You're not
Mhm.
really hearing the dynamics of it, right?
Right.
But when you actually got somebody singing, you're focusing more on the vocals, not so much on
Right.
the beat. So that's why your tracks come out like the way it was back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
For
vocals
sure.
are supposed to sit right in that beat. You know what I'm saying? But you're supposed to make that vocal shine out of that beat. And I don't know, man. Who's engineering you?
Well, my main engineer is a guy out of Buffalo. He's probably one of the best engineers, R&B engineers that I've worked with, and I've worked with many engineers, and I love all of them. His name is Tyree Hames. He's out of 353 Studios. He is that man is a monster. He's taken the level. There's levels to this thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, you think that, man, you know, I'm at the top of my game right now, and then you meet up with somebody like him, and he says, "Oh no, this is not your potential. You can go better than this," and he just pushes you to where you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So he's an amazing engineer, man. He's done many tracks with me before. I got a bunch of new tracks with him, and they're perfect, man. I love them.
You're in the studio, right? You with your mans, okay? Let's say with you with your producer, and he knows what plugins to put on, right? A lot of people like to use Wave plugins. Like a lot of people like to use the plugins that come with your software, your DAW, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it amaze you when you come in? Like he sets your plugins the way it should be before you record, and all of a sudden he just turns your track into mad. Isn't that beautiful? Right? To hear your voice play back like that?
It's amazing. It's crazy. Like I'm not an engineer. I don't know too much about it.
Compare it to somebody who can't sing, and the engineer tries to make them sound like they sing, but you come in and you're killing it, you know?
Yeah. No, I've been in the studio with people that, you know, they're not the greatest singers. That's not their strong point. And I've seen engineers really work those plugins and get them to sounding the way they want to sound. But it's so different being in the studio with another singer that can actually sing. You know,
you like the reverb and the delay. You know what I'm saying? The reverb and the delay is your friend, not the auto-tune robotic thing. We want that reverb and delay. That's that R&B thing. You let your voice sing and let that delay just stretch that out with an opening, you know what I mean, room effect with that reverb. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Trust me on that.
Sure.
You know,
for sure.
Well, we're gonna hear your track. We're gonna hear your track TLC, and we're gonna come back. I'm so amazed with this interview. It's so laid back. Usually I'm all hype, but it's Thanksgiving, right? I'm saving my appetite for a little later.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
Here's my man King Taco with TLC right here on the Magic Deluxe Syndicated. Let's go. Oh, whoa, oh.
I don't wanna see your heart cold, nah. I'ma set you free, let you go, yeah, but you're really priceless to me. You steady begging me, please, still want you all over me. Yeah, you really don't want no scrub. Fuck all the money, only want your love, it's free. While my mind is fucking with me, you running circles in my head every day of the week. You had it bad, chasing all my love. How could I be done? But you got it, yeah, you got it bad, chasing all my love. How could I be done? But you got it.
And we're back. Where's your parents from? Where's your family from?
So my mother is originally from Chicago. She was born in Chicago, Illinois. You know, a lot of my family's from there. You know, my mom's of Puerto Rican descent. You know, my grandmother was born in Puerto Rico. My father was an immigrant from Mexico. So
nice. You got best of both worlds.
I got the best of both worlds.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? So you know, my father came from Mexico to Illinois. You know, they met, they had a kid and whatever, and the rest is history, you know what I'm saying? But we moved around a lot. You know, I didn't have a very stable home. You know, I didn't stay in Chicago too long. You know, I moved from Chicago to Dunkirk to, like, you know, Florida to Texas. You know, I was all over the place, you know what I'm saying? So
do you want to collab with other Latino rappers such as here in Canada?
Oh, I want to collab with as many people as I possibly can. You know, I love collabing with people. I love making beautiful music, you know, and that's what it's all about, man. Us as back in the days when music was first being created with humans, it was created amongst the groups of people. You know, it wasn't just one person doing everything. we all got to be social. We got to make beautiful music together, man. That's how you bring different ideas and creativity to the table.
I know where you're getting at. You're getting at that one artist that sits in his studio, doesn't tell nobody what he's doing, all alone, doesn't take criticism as, we're not trying to criticize you in a bad way. We're trying to tell you critique it, how to critique it, right?
Oh yeah,
So
oh
it's true.
yeah,
When you sit by yourself, you can't do it alone. You need a team.
oh
You may
yeah.
you may have like your little circle with your circle having the tentacles out, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to keep your life personal, but you got to reach out to people, especially in this game, man. You know?
Oh, that's for sure. You got to have a net worth. Your network is your net worth. So you need to collab with people. You need to meet new people because you never know who you're collabing with. That person could be the next biggest artist in the world. That could be a next Drake that you just missed the opportunity because you just felt like, I just want to do it by myself. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? So you got to collab with people, man. It's fun. You meet new connections. You move in this game. That's what it's all about.
Speaking of Drake, right? Drake has done such wonderful things for the game, right? The game changes, people roll with the game, and he's helped change the game, right? Now you see him wearing the Toronto cap, right? We're doing so well. We've done so well,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh my God. You guys are killing it. Tory
Okay.
Lanez came out of Toronto.
Yeah.
It's over with. You know what I'm saying?
If Tory Lanez does get to come out of Toronto, it'll be over with. You know what I'm saying? It'll be
Oh
over
yeah.
with. He'll
Oh
bring
yeah.
back that R&B flavor. That's the thing I gotta say about Tory Lanez, you, and a few others. You know what I'm saying? There's a few others I've heard, and we need to bring that back. We really
Oh
do.
yeah. For
We really
sure.
do. Now, let's talk about my man Saint Laz now, right? How did
Yeah.
Saint Laz get his grip on you? You know what I mean, to begin with, because he's doing big things. I remember when he was mostly doing his music, but now he's got this big channel up on YouTube. I interviewed him. We talked about the Mano situation. We don't need to get into that, right? But that
Yeah.
brought a lot that
No.
brought a lot of light into his career. You know what I'm saying? It
Oh
boosted his
yeah.
thing up. So how did you meet a man like Saint Laz? Let's talk about that. Like, how did you meet him, and how did you all like? What's he doing for you behind the scenes?
Yeah. So basically, man, is Saint Laz. I met him. I collabed with him a long time ago, back when I first started making music. I've probably been making music for close to 8 years now. Uh, so when I first started making music, I collabed with him. I hit him up. I seen who he was. I was like, man, like I want somebody to rap on the song with me and whatever. So we ended up collabing, and it was a decent song. And then after that, we just kind of like went our separate ways for years. And then just recently we reconnected because I'm just looking around. I'm always looking to spread my music as far as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to people with bigger platforms. I'm trying to, pay for promo. I'm trying to pay for this. I'm working things out with people. I'm trying to make deals.
A lot of people
So
don't understand it takes money to go
yeah,
forth in this game. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. This game, you're not gonna go anywhere if you don't pay. You have to pay to play. You know what I'm saying? And
How do you
that's what it's
feel? How do
about.
you feel about an artist coming to your city, right? And you're helping bring the artist. That thing costs money, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
you're gonna have your openers. The openers are gonna complain, I don't want to pay that much. Okay, we'll sell the tickets there. Well, you ain't paying me. Well, I'm giving you a percentage of it, right? Even though
right,
you're
right.
telling the artist that you're getting your money back, they still don't understand, right? And then the show goes to waste and the artist doesn't come down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these artists that are opening up don't understand this thing costs money over it. It costs money. It really
Oh yeah,
does.
absolutely, absolutely.
If you're not gonna spend money, you ain't gonna make it. That's it. Or even be looked,
absolutely.
or even be looked at. You know?
Yeah, money's gonna make money, man. You gotta pay to open for big acts. You want the fan base to look at you. You want the eyes on you. You gotta pay for it. It's not a free game like that no more. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put it. It ain't like that, man. You gotta work. You gotta
people,
put the work.
people's mindset is like 2019 before COVID. Like we get freebies, you pay me, right?
Right,
Some
right.
people get government grants and all that. That's nice and all. Those are really good, but not everybody can get those grants. There's only so much money going around these days. We ain't before COVID no more. People are holding on to their money, right? So if you do get a
Absolutely.
government grant, it's only a few. But the ones that are out here hustling hard, that put a show together with their hard-earned money, that they grind hard and all their friends grind hard, the whole team grinds hard, and then you're trying to tell people, look, we're paying for the artists to come down, and this is how we do things. But it is what it is, right? You know what I mean?
Right,
At least
right,
you're
right.
at least you're an artist that knows. that it takes money to make money. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, and that's what I was doing. I was trying to pay out, I reached out to St. Labs. I said he had a great channel. He has a great platform. I said, hey man, let me throw you a couple of dollars. What's the budget? What kind of budget can you work with me? I want to pay you some money to promote my song. And at the time I was trying to promote TLC more. I had just got the promo video, the music video just dropped. I was like, I need to put this out here. I need people to see this video. So
Yeah.
I hit him up and I said, yo, listen, man, like, I worked with you before. I don't know if you remember me, but I remember you, bro. Like, I see you doing big things, man. I would love to pay to be on your platform. He said, oh, I remember you, blah, 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 and didn't even hear the song yet. He was like, you know what? I'll give you a deal. Throw me $80. I'll post it on my channel and just post it a couple of times. He was gonna bless me.
So with that $80, it could be $1 or $5. You jumped on his platform. Now, if you got talent, listen to what King Taco said, this young man, right? He says that he paid to get on this big platform. Now, if you know you got talent and skills, right there, people are gonna grab you. And what happened? You were on his platform, what happened?
Oh yeah. I paid him $80. He listened to that song for the first time, just the promo clip. He literally texted me, he just says, wow. And then he says, he sent me my money back. He sent my money back. He said, yo, I don't want your money. I'm gonna post this on my channel because the world needs to hear this. He says, and he just started telling me, like, bro, I think you're probably one of the best R&B artists I've heard out of this young generation coming out. I've never heard anything like it.
Do you feel me? Right?
Crazy.
And then from there, what happened? The attention.
Oh my God, happened. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was getting followers. People were liking my stuff. People were listening to the music. I was getting asked to do interviews and podcasts, and I'm like, $80?
Was your Apple Music cling? Right,
oh, it was hitting. Oh my God, it was hitting. It was hitting. And I was like, man, like this, like just one little opportunity sparked all of this. You know what I'm saying? We weren't even talking about management at the time. We wasn't talking about management or him being my manager or nothing. He was just like, yo, listen, I don't like to work with a lot of people because, people are people. They gonna do crazy stuff. People are gonna do different types of things and whatever. And he's like, hey man, I just want to help you. I don't want to be your manager. I don't got to be your manager. I don't got to do any of that. That wasn't even a talks. He was just like, you just need to be heard. And when I hear good music, it needs to be heard by everybody. So he was sharing it and then just making videos for me. And we just started talking more and more and little by little. And then eventually I say, hey man, I do need a manager.
So in all saying that, where can they hear your videos and where can they get a hold of you? And where can they hear their music? What's your information? What's your social media?
Oh yeah. So on Instagram, you could, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. It's King Taco NY, no spaces, just King Taco NY. You can see all my music, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, everything. So just King Taco. You just type in King Taco, and all my music will pop up. It's readily available, and it's also compatible with Siri and Alexa and all that stuff. So you could just say, plays King Taco, whatever, it'll play it.
So you're telling me I open up the door after a long day. Just say I'm one of your fans or just a music fan. I come home after a long day. I jump into the couch. Hey Siri, yeah, King Taco. Can you play King Taco TLC? And all of a sudden this track comes on. Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely.
And then from there I can have my Jamaican rum with a little bit of orange juice. You know what I mean? And just sit back and just chill out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. I'm telling you, that's what it's all about too.
Don't you love how like Nas, Raekwon, like Ghostface, like the whole East Coast is starting to make noise now, and a lot of people are paying concerts to see the old school rappers now. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to see the twerking. People are tired of that. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the young generation. I love you all. You know what I'm saying? You guys give me the mad love and respect because I tap into your generation. A lot of us old cats, we old. You know what I mean? If you and your phone, you old, right? So a lot of us yeah, don't get twisted, folks. A lot of these old, they don't want to mess with the young old school. No, you got to tap into that. And once you tapped in, you feed them the information. But to make the long story short, the old school is coming back hard, right? With a twist.
Absolutely. It's coming back harder than ever.
Oh yeah.
Jadakiss is going crazy, and he's tapped in with the younger generation. He's coming out
right.
with, artists like Millie's and you know what I'm saying? So it's getting crazy right now, man. Everyone's paying for like to go see the old guys and they're rocking the stages like they young guys. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it is what it is. I know there's some DJs out there that don't play like they play boom bap. That's all they play is boom bap, and they'll play the new boom bap. But kind of switch over to other things. You know what I mean? Like the young
Oh yeah.
generation, a lot of the young generation aren't into boom bap. Maybe, alpha B or C, right? Right? Because everything's tapped into the old school now, right? So anybody who's, we could save the culture with alpha B or C, right? You understand what I mean? Because,
Oh
Gen
yeah.
Z and alpha A, they're into the trap, they're into the drill.
Oh
you
yeah,
can't,
for
you
sure,
can't, you
for
can't
sure.
get them out of that. That's where they grew up from. So I see the way the game is. I see the way the game is, my bro. You know what I mean? It's crazy
it's always
now,
evolving.
right?
It's always evolving. It's always and everything that was popular will eventually come back. It just comes back in a full circle and it's gonna happen. Oh, you can see it now.
Who's your collabo? Who's your dream collabo for R&B?
R&B. Oh my God, there's too many. There's just too many.
Name one where you just had it pop in on Spotify just the other day. Name one.
Chris Brown. Chris Brown, 100%. He is by far right now. I think he is the best contemporary R&B artist right now.
Consistent.
Absolutely consistent. Everything he drops is a banger. There's not one Chris Brown song you say, yo, Taco, what do you think of this song? I will never say that there's not one Chris Brown song that's bad. Amazing. He's an amazing artist. Everything all around.
Well, King Taco, thank you so much for coming on to the Magic Show Deluxe Syndicated. It's such a pleasure to have you on.